Yo, what's up guys, Steven here. Welcome back to another My Hero Ultra Impact video. Today, I'm going to be looking at two characters coming out soon. Actually, Toru comes out in about 15 minutes. My time, it's 3:45 a.m. And then we also have All For One from Season 7 also coming out. We also got 3 memories, 1 UR, 2 SRs. But let's get right into this. She is Int type. Her plus ultra is Warp Refraction Naval Laser. She deals 650 damage to 650% damage to a single opponent, and then she has a 70% chance of blinding them for 3 turns. She regenerates HP of all allies by 30% for 3 turns, and then she gives all allies the ability to make a last stand 2 times. And then the skill also gains Bullseye. It's a pretty good plus ultra ability. Blinding is kind of like meh, whatever. But regenerating HP of all allies and getting last stand is pretty good. Her first action skill is Recon DX. She gives one ally the ability to cover for a single turn. So I just want to note that basically everything in her kit can't be restricted, canceled, or blocked whenever you see this. So that's pretty good. Pretty good against Mina. She can't be her buffs can't be restricted as she gives to an ally. She regenerates the HP of all allies by 20% for 3 turns, and then she increases critical resistance of one ally by 30% for 3 turns when she's not enhanced. But when she is enhanced, this becomes all allies by 30% for 3 turns. The cooldown is 4 turns. Next action skill is Diffuse Reflection DX. She gives one ally the ability to cover, and then she gives them the ability to evade for 1 turn. And then she also reduces the damage to the ally by 30% for 3 turns when the character is not enhanced. But as you see at the bottom, when the character is enhanced, it's to all allies for 3 turns, 30%. And then she also increases the power of all allies by 50% for 1 turn, excluding herself. This cooldown is also 4 turns. Her first auto skill is Making a Statement. She gets enhanced when the 2 conditions are met: 3 turns while character is making a last stand, and 5 turns from the start of battle. Then she also increases the speed of all allies by 30% when she's regenerating HP. She gives herself the ability to make a last stand 2 times after 1 turn passes while the character is not affected by status ailment restriction. And then she gives all allies the ability to nullify status ailments for 1 turn after 2 turns pass while character is not affected by status ailment conditions. She also restricts the number of status ailments to the character. Restricts the number of status ailments a character can have to 7 when 2 allies get knocked out. Okay. These are her enhanced buffs. Her base attack power up is plus 210. Her base speed up is plus 58, and her base max HP up is 10,350. Her last auto skill is Boundless Cheer. She gets the ability to hide, regenerates HP of all allies by 20% for 2 turns up to 1 time. She gives all allies the ability to nullify status ailments for 1 turn, every 2 turns up to 1 time. And then every 2 turns, she increases power of all allies by 20% up to 5 times, and critical hit rate of all allies by 15% up to 5 times. And then she also reduces cooldown time of all allies by 1 every 3 turns up to 3 times. And then once she's enhanced, she gets Calm Mind when she's affected by damage down. So it's like, overall, her kit looks great, but this was discussed in the Discord. Make sure you join that. We talk about the new units a lot when they come out. Link will be in the description. She has a couple of holes in her kit. First off, she has a lot of things going on in her kit. Her support's good. It can't be restricted, but what is the point when she has this? When not affected by status ailment restriction. So fighting Mina with her is kind of like, why would you even do it? Because there is like no point. Her abilities get locked if you're fighting Amina. So it's like, why would you have her on the team? Why would you fight against her? It's counterintuitive to this character. And then there's this Calm Mind. Why is this here? Like, her kit looks good, but there's a clear flaw in her kit. Mina's dominating the game, and this character does not work that well against her. I mean, you can't really use her with Mina either, so there's no point in like running her at all in the current meta, at least. But if you like her, I guess you can run her. She does have a good banner. Her banner is up, like I said, in a couple minutes. She has a special banner for the newest season. Her UR drop rate is... The UR drop rate in general on this banner is increased 1.5 times, so it goes from 2% to 3%. There's also no new memory that comes with her. It's just her on the banner, which means the likelihood of you pulling her is higher. But would I recommend you summon on this banner? Hell no. You should save for a limited banner, or if someone else from the season drops and they're way better and they're really good, then you should summon for them. But if you're new to the game, you don't have any supports, and maybe summon for her. But overall, I would recommend you not summon for her. The next character we got is All For One. Season 7 All For One, the Demon Lord Strikes Back. He's ABO. I gotta say, his art looks really good. Probably one of my favorite ones in the game. Oh, actually, well, we didn't look at her EX auto skills. So when you UR plus her, these are the auto skills she gets. Evade. Give all allies the ability to evade one time after character receives 2 attacks from an opponent with power down up to 2 times. It's whatever. It's literally whatever. When she's hiding, increases power of all allies by 5% up to 10 times. This might be decent since she has hide in her kit. When evading, increases match HP of all allies by 10%. Whatever. Battle starts, increases skill impact by 10% and increases crit rate by 30% for 3 turns. This is also whatever. She's not really a damage dealing character, she's a support. Increases character plus ultra gauge by 5% per turn up to 8 times. Also, like, whatever. Once per battle, regenerates character HP by 20% for 2 turns when HP is below 50%. Gives character ability to evade 1 time every 3 critical hits useless. So, the best auto skills you want to get on her is this one right here. And then maybe this one. Other than that, her auto skills are pretty bad, to be honest. Anyways, let's continue on. Let's check out All For One. So, All For One. He's here, Season 7. His plus ultra skill is Dust of Calamity and Delight. He steals 1 temporary buff of all opponents and allies. Deals 450% to all opponents, so AoE. Reduces cooldown time of all allies by 1. Reduces cooldown time by 1 when character has 6 or more temporary buffs. And then when he's enhanced, he steals all temporary buffs of all opponents and allies, and then the skill gets the ability to overwhelm. His first action skill, Air Cannon DX, deals 3 temporary buffs of a single opponent, and then deals 400% damage to the opponent, and decreases their scale impact by 40% for 3 turns. That's actually pretty good. Decent, per se. Perpetual Black Claws DX is his second action skill. He steals 1 temporary buff of all opponent and allies, deals 300% damage to all opponents, and then increases the defense of all allies by 20% for 3 turns. He also restores his HP by 10% when he has 6 or more temporary buffs, and then an additional 10% when he has 8 or more. And then when he's enhanced, he increases his defense by 30% for 3 turns when he has 10 or more temporary buffs. Cooldown's 5 turns. His first auto skill. Oh, his first one was so short. I thought we missed one. This cooldown's also 5 turns, so 2 5-turn cooldowns. His first auto skill is Scornful Eyes. He gets enhanced when these two conditions are met. After he attacks an opponent 3 times with a plus ultra move, and then after 5 turns, pass at the start of battle. He also ignores a target and steals 2 temporary buff from a random single opponent after the character receives 3 attacks. He restores character's HP by 10%, and then he restores his own HP by 10%, and then after the opponent's temporary buffs are canceled 1 time. He reduces the effective time of his temporary status ailments by 1 turn. And after the opponent, temporary buffs are canceled 2 times as well. So basically, if the opponent's temporary buffs are canceled 2 times, or if his temporary buffs... Wait. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm a little tired. He reduces the effective time of his temporary status ailments by 1 turn if the opponent's temporary buffs are canceled 2 times. After the character's temporary buffs are canceled 1 time, it increases plus ultra effect by 10%, stackable, and plus ultra move skill impact by 30% for 3 turns. His enhanced buffs are plus 255 to base attack power up, plus 50% to base speed up, and then plus 10,350 to base mass HP up. His second auto skill, Presence of the Demon Lord. He draws aggro when his HP is 30% or aggro. He increases his max HP by 20%, and then when there are 2 or more ABL characters on the team, he increases his max HP by another 30%, and he gains immunity to buff block. He also increases defense of all allies by 15% when there are 3 or more ABL characters on a team. Okay. And then when he's enhanced, he gets the ability to land a bullseye, and then he gets persistence for 3 turns after 3 turns pass while he's enhanced. That is pretty bad because first off, you gotta wait 5 turns to even get his enhanced, and then you gotta wait an extra 3 turns. Not to mention, you also gotta do 3 plus ultra, so you're gonna get this at like turn maybe 10. This is absolutely stupid. Why this is in this kit is beyond me. This is actually dumb. Overall, this is a character we actually have to see in game. What he does, kind of like Iron Might was. We didn't know what Revenge did, but on paper he seems decent, except for this. This is absolutely stupid, and this is questionable at best. 3 plus ultras. We don't know if this counts as like hitting an enemy, hitting each enemy like one enemy counts as 1 plus ultra, the other one counts as 1, and then the third one counts as 1. So that'd be 3 plus ultras. We don't know if it works like that. We don't know if doing the plus ultra only counts 1 time. But we'll have to see in game how it actually works. Also, the stealing your own allies buff. This is weird. So we're stealing our own allies buffs. What are we leaving them? What are we leaving them with? Leaving them to die? Do 0 damage? What are you doing? We'll actually have to see in game if this really works for the character. We don't know, but to me, he seems like a kind of unit. He'll do good damage, that's for sure, but what he's bringing to the team, what is he bringing to the team except for damage? As I said, he is another questionable unit, but I'd say he's a little less questionable than Mina. But we gotta look at his auto skills too. Power by 5% and defense by 5%. Skill chain 6 times. Decent. Lowers character's chance of getting skill sealed, paralyzed. Oh, I like this one. I just hate paralysis. This is why I'm drawn to this one immediately. If it there's a lower chance of it. Sign me up. When battle starts, prevents character from getting status ailment 2 times, increases defense by 10%. Ooh, that's also pretty good. Increases character's power by 20% for 4 turns when a wave starts. Whatever. Increases speed of all allies by 15% for 2 turns when a wave starts. Might be alright, I guess. Once per battle, regenerates character's HP by 20%. Increases character's defense by 5% per turn up to 6 times. I mean, with the way they want you to use this character, maybe after turn 10, when we get our persistence, maybe. But his best ones, I want to say, is this one right here and this one, because who wants to get paralyzed, right? Next up, what do we have? We have the memory. Let's put an end to this. The new UR memory. The art is really good as always for this memory. Let's see what it does. These are the stats at max limit break. 12,496, 3,133 power, and 230 speed. This is max limit break. Of course, I'll show it. The level 1 and then level 3, but this is maxed out. 20% defense when it's on an ABL character, 30% match HP when there's 2 ABL characters on the team, 30% plus ultra gauge after the opponent's temporary buffs are canceled 1 time, up to 5 times, and then 100% plus ultra game after 1 turn is passed while character has persistence, so turn 10. Okay. But this memory looks actually pretty good. You got Mina and All For One on the team, so you could actually already fulfill all of the conditions right here. And at level 1, it's 9%. Oh, wait, what? Oh, this only gets added when you have it maxed out. So at level 1, like base, when you pull it, 9% defense on ABO character, 15% match HP with 2 ABO characters on the team, and then 20% plus ultra gauge. When after opponent's temporary buffs are cancelled up 1 time up to 5 times. And then level 3, which is right before DX, 15% defense on an ABO character, increasing max HP by 25% when there are 2 more ABO characters, and then 20% plus ultra gauge after the opponent's temporary buffs are cancelled 1 time up to 5 times. This is a decent memory. Actually, I like what it's doing, except for this. But this could be annoying if you have a character whose auto skill gives them persistence. But this is good. Defense and max HP you can't go wrong with on defensive characters. One of these is an event memory. It might be this one. What is a kid SR memory? This might be the banner one. Yeah, this is the banner one. 25% defense when equipped by an ABO character. Decreases skill impact of all opponents by 10% for 3 turns after character receives 3 attacks from opponent with affected by recovery block. And restores character's HP by 20% after character receives 3 attacks from opponent affected by recovery block up to 2 times. It's a SR memory. Oh my. I'm not gonna say that, but it's a SR memory. It's whatever. The voice that rules. This is probably the event memory. 20% speed when equipped by a UA high student. Reduces plus ultra move damage by 15% for 3 turns when using this successfully executed skill chain, and then reduces cooldown by 1 every 3 turns up to 1 time. I mean, for a free memory, it's alright. And All For One's banner is just a normal banner, so I wouldn't recommend you summon on it either. Oh, this is the banner memory. The other one is the event memory. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend you summoning on this. This says gen pool. You can pull them whenever. You also got the free multis coming back for 10 days. Starting the 10th up to the 19th. 9 days, actually. Yeah, make sure you log in every day and do this. Get the UR fragments, and I mean, if you don't want it, get the jellies. I personally won't be getting the jelly, but do not grab any of these. This is bad. They're all old characters. They're borderline useless. Ooh, wait. Actually, if you pull, these are the featured units. If you pull this Bakugo right here, that is really good. The best units to pull here are Bakugo, Fox Deku, Phosphor Todoroki. Those are the 3 you want to pull. Oh, and I Victorious Bakugo. Those are 3 you want to pull. And then all the Gen pull also here. I think that is pretty much it for what we got. We got the login bonuses. I'll leave them right here on the screen for a second so you guys can see. And then these are the old login bonuses. We should getting another 5 times drop rate next weekend. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think Shigaraki's climax battles are supposed to come back. Oh, I think it's up now. Yeah, it's up now. Yeah, so is Mina. So, I'm gonna go do that. If you want a guide on how to do a climax battle, feel free to comment down below. I might drop that for you guys if you guys really want it. But, oh yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.